In this video, we're going to look at the current state of Bitcoin and its potential price targets. I've looked at every bull market in Bitcoin going back to 2013, broken them all down statistically in terms of pullbacks, how much prices tend to rally after those pullbacks, and also looked at how price acts when we approach all-time highs following a big pullback. So this is the situation we're in now, 2024. We had the big decline in 2022, and I consider the bear markets these greater than 50-60% declines. We declined 77-78% between that late 2021 high and the late 2022 low. So big bear market. And then we rallied back to the prior high. You can see I have another example over here where that happened, big decline, and then got in there. We have another one over here, and so this kind of consolidation-y phase that happens near these all-time highs is fairly common. This one was only lasted about a month, and you can see it happened just below the all-time high. This one kind of whipsawed it more like what we're seeing on this one. This one was about 4 months, I believe, December till about April till it broke out. So 4.5, 5 months, and we're fairly well into this one from when we made that high or got into the area. That was right around the beginning of March. So March, April, May, 2.5 months or so into this one. So this one could break out at any time. They historically have broken out to the upside. Of course, there's no guarantees that will happen this time, but historically they have continued to the upside. And we can also look at typical pullbacks and what ensues after those to help get a price target. So the typical pullbacks, if we go even looking just this year, we have lots right in that like 20 to 25% area. Going back to 2013, the average pullback is about 27%, and from this high point here to this low point, we're at about 23, so very close to an average type pullback. Following that, the average rally, or I should say the median rally, calculated slightly different than an average, is 75%. So if you go off that low and you tack on 75%, that's going to put you right near the $100,000 mark. I think that's a pretty good target, nice psychological level. You know, a lot of people might get a little excited about that level. There might be lots of selling, lots of buying. I'm sure there'll be lots of activity around there. So a good psychological level to have a target around. The average rally is 91%. So if we tack on 91%, that's going to put us just below 110,000. It's about 108,000. So between 100,000, you're probably going to get that, like I said, a little bit of euphoria around that level. Might spike above it, but just based on typical movements that we've seen in Bitcoin in the past, 100,000 to 108,000 looks like a really good next target. Now, those moves higher, 75% median, 91% average following a pullback during a bull market, those are the percentage rallies before another 20% decline. So we are already underway. We're about 25-26% above that May 1st swing low already. So we're into this potential rally, and the history would indicate that we will on average move up that kind of 75 to 91% before another 20% decline, because that's what basically the average or the median is based on. It's how far does the price run before having another 20% decline, and that is the average move up. So again, that puts us right in this kind of 100 to 108% area. Nice looking little target up there to have in mind. Of course, averages and medians based on history, they're composed of some moves that are much larger and some that are much smaller. So the next move up could be much bigger. It could take us to 135,000 before a 20% pullback. Or it might be a little smaller than average. Maybe we hit a roadblock before that 100,000 mark. People, taking profit at 99, 98, something like that, where the move ends up being a little bit smaller than average or quite a bit smaller than average. It could get stifled soon. So we're looking at some history to give us some context of what could play out here, but history does not necessarily indicate what will happen in the future. So just keep that in mind.